The 1970s produced some of the biggest songs ever played on radio, but beneath the warm guitars and smooth melodies, a few of those hits carried something darker. Stories about strange places, death, paranoia, and the supernatural. Hidden inside songs millions of people sang along to. They sounded beautiful, but if you listened closely, they were actually a little unsettling. Here are 10 creepy songs from the 1970s that became massive hits. Number 10. The Eagles, Hotel California, 1976. At first, Hotel California feels like a dreamy road trip song. A traveler arrives at a mysterious hotel somewhere in California. The place seems glamorous, almost magical, but as the story unfolds, something feels wrong. The guests appear trapped in a strange world of excess and illusion. And then comes the line that made the song legendary. You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. Suddenly, the hotel doesn't feel welcoming anymore. It feels like a trap. You can check out anytime you like, but you can't. The Eagles later described the song as a metaphor for the darker side of fame and the American dream in the 1970s. But the haunting atmosphere, the cryptic lyrics, and that unforgettable ending have kept listeners wondering for decades. Because beneath its smooth California sound, Hotel California has always felt a little haunted. Number 9, Space Oddity, David Bowie, 1970. This is Major Tom to ground. At first, Space Oddity sounds almost serene. A calm conversation between ground control and an astronaut named Major Tom drifting peacefully through space. But the story slowly turns darker. Something goes wrong. Communication fades, and Major Tom quietly slips beyond the reach of Earth. Take your protein pills and put your health. There's no explosion, no dramatic panic, just a haunting realization that the astronaut is now alone in the vast silence of space. Bowie delivers the moment with eerie calmness. Here am I floating round my tin can, far above the world. This is ground control to Major Tom. When the song became a hit again in 1970, it captured the optimism of the space age, but also the unsettling idea of total isolation in the universe. The melody is beautiful. The arrangement feels almost weightless. Yet underneath it all, Space Oddity tells a quietly chilling story. An astronaut drifting farther and farther away, with no way back home. Number 8, Don't Fear, The Reaper, Blue Oyster Cult, 1976. Few songs about death have ever sounded this calm. When, Don't Fear. The Reaper first hit radio in 1976. Its soft guitar riff and hypnotic rhythm felt almost peaceful. But the subject at the center of the song was unmistakable. Death itself. Written by guitarist Donald Buck Dharma Roser, the lyrics suggest that death isn't something to fear. It's something inevitable, even romantic. The most unsettling moment comes in the repeated line. Romeo and Juliet are together in eternity. Love in this world seems to continue only after life ends. Romeo and Juliet are together Despite its dark theme, the song became a massive hit and one of the most recognizable tracks of the decade. Its eerie atmosphere only grew stronger when it later appeared in horror films and pop culture. The guitars shimmer. The melody feels gentle, but beneath that calm surface, don't fear. The Reaper quietly reminds listeners of something unavoidable, the thin line between life and eternity. Number 7, Sympathy for the Devil, The Rolling Stones' 1970s radio staple. Few songs in rock history are as unsettling as Sympathy for the Devil. Released in 1968 but played constantly throughout the 1970s, the song takes a bold and disturbing approach. The narrator is the devil himself. I was around when Jesus Christ had his born. With swagger and eerie confidence, he walks listeners through centuries of human history, wars, revolutions, and acts of violence, calmly claiming he was there all along. Mick Jagger delivers the lines with chilling charm. Please allow me to introduce myself.
Please allow me to introduce myself.
The music almost feels celebratory. Percussion pulses. The chorus chants like a ritual. But the lyrics suggest something far darker. That evil isn't some distant monster. It's woven through history, quietly present behind the scenes. That contrast between joyful rhythm and sinister storytelling is what makes the song so haunting.
Wash his hands, seal his face.
It's catchy, theatrical, and impossible to ignore. But once you realize who's telling the story, the song suddenly feels a lot more disturbing. Number 6, Paranoid, Black Sabbath, 1970.
All day long I think of things but nothing.
When Paranoid exploded onto radio in 1970, it sounded raw, fast, and aggressive. But behind the famous riff lies something much darker. Written quickly in the studio, the song captures a mind spiraling into depression and paranoia. The narrator searches for happiness, but everything feels empty. Ozzy Osbourne's voice sounds desperate rather than angry. I tell you to enjoy life. I wish I could, but it's too late. Unlike many rock songs of the era, Paranoid doesn't tell a story of rebellion or freedom. It's a glimpse inside someone losing control of their own thoughts. The music is powerful, almost explosive, yet the lyrics reveal something unsettling. A feeling of isolation, confusion, and mental collapse. For a song that became one of the defining hits of early heavy metal, Paranoid carries a haunting truth. Sometimes the scariest place isn't the outside world. It's the mind itself. Number 5, Werewolves of London, Warren Zevon, 1978.
Werewolves of London.
At first listen, Werewolves of London sounds almost playful. A laid-back piano riff, a sing-along chorus, and a groove that feels perfect for late-night radio. But the song's story is anything but normal. Zevon casually describes a werewolf wandering through modern London, tearing through the night while ordinary life continues around him.
I saw a werewolf with a Chinese menu in his hand.
The lyrics paint strange, almost surreal scenes. The creature drinking pina coladas at Trader Vic's and roaming the streets with a tailor named Lee Ho Fook. It's funny, bizarre, and slightly disturbing. The famous howl in the chorus only makes it stranger. A woo.
Werewolves of London.
Despite its absurd premise, the song became Zevon's biggest hit and one of the most recognizable tracks of the decade. Because beneath the humor and catchy piano, Werewolves of London feels like a strange late-night story. The kind you hear on the radio after midnight, when the world starts to feel a little more mysterious. Number 4, Another Brick in the Wall, Pink Floyd, 1979.
We don't need no education.
When Another Brick in the Wall, Part 2, hit the charts in 1979, it sounded like a rebellious anthem, a simple groove, a catchy chorus, children chanting together. But that's exactly what makes the song feel unsettling.
We don't need no thought control.
Those voices, a choir of schoolchildren, aren't singing about joy or innocence. They're protesting the system meant to shape them. We don't need no education. We don't need no thought control. Behind the rhythm lies a darker idea, a world where institutions slowly strip away individuality, turning people into identical pieces of a larger machine. The song was part of The Wall, Pink Floyd's concept album about isolation and psychological collapse.
We don't need no thought control.
And the children's chorus gives the track a strangely cold atmosphere, almost like a dystopian warning disguised as a pop hit. Ironically, the song became Pink Floyd's biggest chart success. Millions sang along. But underneath the chant, Another Brick in the Wall carries a chilling message about control, conformity, and losing yourself in the system. Number 3, Ben, Michael Jackson, 1972. On the surface, Ben sounds like a gentle, emotional ballad. Soft piano, tender vocals. A young Michael Jackson singing about loyalty and friendship.
You got a friend in me.
But the story behind the song makes it far more unsettling. Ben was written for the 1972 horror film Ben, a sequel about a killer rat leading a swarm of deadly rodents.
You're always running here.
Yes, one of the sweetest songs on 1970s radio is actually about a boy's friendship with a murderous rat. Jackson sings with heartbreaking sincerity. Ben, the two of us need look no more.
You're not wanted anywhere.
Without context, it feels like a pure love song. But once you realize who, or what, Ben actually is, the lyrics suddenly become strange, even eerie. Despite its bizarre origin, the song became a massive hit and earned Michael Jackson his first #1 single, which makes Ben one of the strangest successes of the decade, a beautiful ballad about friendship with a horror movie rat. Number 2, Tubular Bells, Mike Oldfield, 1973. Few pieces of music have ever sounded this quietly terrifying. When Tubular Bells appeared in the 1973 horror film The Exorcist, its simple piano pattern instantly became unforgettable. There are no lyrics, no dramatic vocals, just a repeating melody that slowly builds tension. And that's exactly what makes it so unsettling. The music feels calm at first, almost innocent. But as it continues, the atmosphere grows colder, darker, like something unseen is approaching. Composer Mike Oldfield originally created Tubular Bells as an experimental instrumental piece. Yet after its use in The Exorcist, the melody became permanently associated with one of the most disturbing films ever made. The result was extraordinary. An eerie instrumental with no chorus, no singer, and no obvious hook suddenly climbed the charts around the world. Even decades later, those opening notes still send the same message. Something isn't right. Number 1, School's Out, Alice Cooper, 1972.
When we got no choice. All the girls.
At first glance, School's Out sounds like the ultimate celebration. A loud, rebellious anthem about the end of school and the freedom of summer. Teenagers loved it. Radio stations played it constantly. But the man behind the song, Alice Cooper, had something darker in mind. Cooper was already famous for his shock rock performances, guillotines on stage, horror makeup, and theatrical chaos. And that sinister energy quietly seeps into the song. The chant feels less like a celebration and more like a rebellion. School's out forever. That line changes the meaning entirely. Suddenly, it doesn't sound like summer vacation. It sounds like the collapse of the entire system. With its chaotic guitars and riot-like chorus, the song captured the uneasy mood of the early 1970s, when youth culture was pushing hard against authority. Yet despite its rebellious and slightly menacing tone, School's Out became one of the biggest rock hits of the decade. Because sometimes the songs people love the most are the ones that feel a little dangerous,